Welcome to Roll the Bones, a Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Here are your players.
Hi, I'm Chip, and I play Oz.
Hi, I'm Shelby, and I play Thor.
I'm Joel, and I play Malcraft.
Hi, I'm Gretchen, and I play Kahu. I like stabbing. I find that an aphrodisiac.
All right. That was twisted.
I'm Chris. I'm the Dungeon Master. I did want to make a personal family-related announcement to the people at home. You may or may not be aware that this is a real-ass D&D game, right? Like, we are sitting in my kitchen, the kitchen table. There is food. There is beer. You may or may not occasionally hear animals walk through the room. 2 dogs and a cat. One of those dogs did just win Prom King 2025.
Let's go.
Huckleberry.
Unbelievable.
He knows we're clapping for him.
He just jumped up in Joel's lap.
He's very excited. He's going to be insufferable now. He thinks he's just the coolest. Oh, they've heard him on the mic before.
Is there anyone you'd like to thank, Huck?
Here, buddy, speak up.
Closer to the mic, please.
Okay.
Okay, now he's licking the laptop.
Now he's just licking my laptop. All right, buddy.
Follow Truman the Canine Cross Vishla.
Yeah, we'll post a link. Truman is an actual pro athlete, so he wins things too. So, look, where we last left off, I think that you guys had eradicated the ghosts from the lighthouse at Beacon Hill, correct? In the dock ward of Waterdeep. You had reported back to the lighthouse keeper, Nathaniel, or the ghost of him at least, and he still doesn't realize that he's dead, as far as we've noticed. He was very excited that the lighthouse is rid of the ghosts, and you had also discovered that there was like a crumbled passageway in the basement that you started to clear out, but you had not yet finished.
And we'd gone back to the Yawning Portal to rest, right?
Yeah, I think you went and had a snooze and are starting the day fresh.
Cool. We still have to actually go get the deed for the lighthouse, right?
Yes, and if you want, you can do that right now.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go get that deed.
Yeah, I think that like it's not worth a scene. Let's just say you report your success to the office of the magistrate for the dock ward. You are presented with the deed to the lighthouse, free and clear. Whether you meant to or not, this has earned you a small amount of renown, at least in the dock ward neighborhood.
Nice.
Yeah, so guys, what do you guys want to do with your day now? I should say something. When you went to sleep last night, Oz has been having some dreams. The last 2 or 3 nights in a row, you've had the same dream. And in this dream, you see yourself pulling a card from your seer's deck. And that card is one that you haven't actually seen in the deck when you've flipped through and examined it. And it is the Queen of Knives, which is seems to be an illustration of a tiefling woman with 2 large daggers. That's the only thing that you remember from the dream, but you know you've had it a couple of times.
Okay, so the first thing I'll do when I wake up in the morning is draw a card.
Okay, let me roll for you real fast.
Like roll over, grab glasses, grab deck.
You draw your card for the day. It is another card from the Stars suit, which you had another one before as well.
Which I don't think I used.
You didn't, and this card is called the Aurora, and it has a picture of exactly that, some stars and a brilliant, shimmering green aurora across the sky. Do you want to roll your Arcana to try and guess at the effect?
That is a 21.
A 21. You think this card is a minor boon?
Minor boon. Cool.
Has Oz told us about his dream, or was that just like background information you were telling Oz?
Unless you stop him from telling you about it, he will 100% share.
So like over breakfast, I assume, like first thing.
Yeah. In fact, this is the 3rd day in a row I've told you about this dream. You're probably sick of hearing about it. Can I draw some conjecture about what the Queen of Knives could potentially signify, or what the card could possibly do, just by knowing what the card is, what it looks like?
Yeah, so go ahead and roll an Arcana.
That's pretty crappy. That is an 11.
You are not sure. And you are not even necessarily sure that it necessarily has to do with your deck.
Mm-hmm.
You know that card's not in your deck. You don't know if maybe there are other decks like yours.
So I know this card is actually what I'm dreaming about doesn't exist in the deck.
You
that
know
I
it's
have.
not in your deck.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. Malkrath was about to say, is that card in your deck?
It is not.
So it's a tiefling woman with knives.
A dagger in each hand. Mm-hmm.
Could you sketch it?
I would like to try and sketch it.
Yeah, go ahead and let's actually have you roll anything that makes sense to you for your ability to sketch this.
I'm afraid performance is the only thing that makes sense.
That kind of works for me.
Which would just be a flat D20 roll for me. I don't think I can really justify anything else. All right, here we go. It's an 8.
An 8, yeah, it's a pretty crappy looking sketch.
It's like the drawing of the leprechaun.
This is my first and only request for fan art from our audience.
Oz, are those her horns or her legs?
No, you're looking at it upside down. Wait, no,
Those are her boobs.
they're arms?
Oh, okay. Sure.
I like the image of you guys like walking around the castle ward. Like, have you seen this one?
And you say you've dreamt of this card
3 nights in a row.
3 nights in a row. Oz, I don't know a lot about you're a half elf, right?
I'm an elf. Yes.
Right. Okay. How old are you?
Let me double check my background.
It's like 30 something.
I'm
right?
like 21.
Yeah,
Twen-
no,
it's
really
like
like
25.
20s.
I'm 25.
Little baby.
So is that young for an elf?
Yes, extremely.
Is it possible you're just experiencing a sexual awakening?
That's it, I bet.
It's a wet.
I wouldn't rule it out. It's possible. It's in the differential diagnosis, if you will.
What's your feeling on tieflings?
I mean, what about the card in my dreams? Is it hot?
I think that's kind of up to odds.
No, I'm not.
Does the drawing look hot?
I'm not into cartoons, Malkrath. I like real human beings. I'm not one of those drawing people. I prefer a person I can actually touch. You know?
Right, but you know that a drawing is a representation of somebody, and you can
Well, of
sort of
course.
extrapolate.
Of course.
You can use your imagination.
Right.
It's not
For
pornography
pleasure.
in my brain.
I mean,
Yes.
all of the picture, clearly not.
But you do you if that's what you're attracted to. This drawing.
We support you
Yes.
regardless.
With no shame.
I don't feel shame, really. I just feel frustration right now.
Sexual frustration.
Would you like to go into the bathroom with that drawing and see what happens?
Look, I told. Maybe if it was a better drawing.
All right, well, keep us updated. All right, well,
Real family friendly.
I'm gonna go swing by that place that was recommended to me.
The place that he recommended to you before was in the castle ward, and it's called Emberfall Smithy. We're going to say that he gave you, suitable directions that you can find it no problem.
Okay. Yeah, I will drop off the axe along with the false rubies that I purchased last night and give them my modification instructions and see how much it's going to run me. It's pretty much just cosmetic.
I would say that he's going to charge you 20 GP to lay these in here, kind of based on standard prices for repairing, like the hourly rates for repairing a magical item. So 20 GP, it's just mostly cosmetic, like you said.
Right. So after he tells me that, I'll say, well, there's a little bit more that I'd like you to do than that. You see this glaive, and I'll pull out my glaive, which is probably obvious on my back anyways. And, all of my weaponry has that sort of Githyanki, like, flowing sort of shape to it, like it's liquid metal that was suddenly frozen in space. I want you to make this blade look more similar in style to this blade. And also, if you have any silver handy that you could coat the axe in, as long as it doesn't disrupt its magical properties, I'd be willing to pay for that as well.
Okay. He will offer you for that, which is a more significant alteration, anywhere between a range 75 gold and 125 gold.
125 gold.
Okay. that's the max amount of hours plus silver that he will use. Okay. So 125 gold, and it'll be ready for you in 2 days.
Great. Surely I won't need it before then.
Werewolves swarm the city.
We're attacked by a bunch of animated plants. No, if only.
We're done with plants for a while. Don't worry.
Good. All right. Come out and say, that's all I needed to do today, other than return to the lighthouse and clear out whatever is in those caverns.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what's under our new property.
Is Badger still in prison? Or whatever, our Badger-like character?
Yeah, he's still in prison.
I don't think I'm going to do anything about it.
Remind me who this character is?
He was selling Two Paws Miracle.
Right.
Yeah. Got picked up.
And so we don't know if he is a stool pigeon or not. If he talked to the city watch, we're not sure. But he's been in there for a couple days at least now. So
yeah,
that's a good sign.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, certainly. You just need to make sure that Oz doesn't get arrested.
Yeah, that would fuck me over big time. But Badger, I don't think knows my real name, and I have a disguise kit. Maybe I was an orange cat when I met him. I don't know how far a disguise kit can go for a tabaxi.
You could at least achieve calico, surely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where we left off, I think you guys were going back to the lighthouse. Like you just claimed your
You're going to get in that tunnel.
Yep.
Do you think it would be wise, because really Malkrith was the only one that was useful in moving those boulders, if we enlisted help? Could Claude help us?
I don't think that's really his sort of labor. I wouldn't want to put him through it, even though he technically works for me. I mean, we could hire some people down at the docks. I'm sure there are some teamsters or something that could use a little bit of extra gold.
You could do that. And worth noting that, now you have a bastion, right? And we did discuss the various bastion amenities that you guys would have. With that also comes a staff. It doesn't make any sense in world that all of a sudden you would just have 20 guys who just be sitting there waiting. I imagine this is you've now taken on a development project that's happening in the background. And also that we know that you are receiving some help from the Githyanki, et cetera, et cetera. With that in mind, I think it would be fair to say that you could recruit your first couple of guys down at the docks, and you've got them starting to move in. If you want to move Claude in,
definitely.
This is Claude's home.
We need to fully equip that man with everything that he needs.
But also, before we move Claude in, we do need to have a conversation with him about what is also living in that lighthouse.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and you guys need to decide, I suppose, about old lighthouse keeper Nathaniel, if he's gonna be allowed to stay.
I think we let him hang.
Yeah, we can't harm him. We must protect Nathaniel.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page with this.
Are you gonna,
He's
gonna
my
tell him?
favorite person that I've met on this journey.
He seems very happy not knowing.
That he's dead?
Yeah.
We tell him eventually, but I think we can't bring that hammer down right now.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of therapy.
My concern would be that you start bringing a bunch of people around that lighthouse. Maybe not everybody is going to have the thought of, I don't acknowledge the axe in the back of his head.
Sure. I mean, that's just going to have to be...
That's a part of the job description.
Yeah, it's just you're going to have to tell people up front,
look,
there's a ghost up there, and...
He's a really nice guy. Don't mention the axe.
Don't be weird. It's rude. Just be cool. Can you just be cool about the ghost, please?
I'll write up some kind of contract about Nathaniel.
Okay.
So that people are in the know and on the level.
All right.
I don't have access to any kind of I'm looking for a spell that would we could use to excavate, and nothing is really jumping out at me.
I know there's there's like an unseen servant variant where there's like a bunch of them. I can't remember what it was called though.
Hang on, let me see.
It might not
I
exist
do
in
have
fifth
Unseen
edition.
Servant. Let me take a look at that. Where the frick?
What was that called? Butler Brigade.
Yeah, it's Butler Brigade.
That thank you. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, Unseen Servant has a strength of 2. I feel like that would not be helpful.
Oh yeah. That's so weak.
If someone pulls a muscle lifting boulders, I've got you. Otherwise, nothing useful
Yeah, and it's not
from
going
me.
to be that big a deal. It's just going to take a while, and you're going to take a level of exhaustion.
No, because we're gonna hire some people at the docks.
Yeah. So if you're going to hire a couple of guys from the docks, then we'll say you grab 3 or 4, and they follow you on up there. You start pulling rocks.
Yep. And we'll go ahead and move Claude in as well.
Yeah.
And I'll give him the warning that there is a ghost. He's very nice.
Where are you hoping to set up the kitchen area? Because you have 2 structures. You have like the lighthouse keeper's house,
Yeah.
and then you have the actual lighthouse proper.
Did the keeper's house have like a little kitchenette
Yeah, it
or
has a
something?
little kitchen, a little galley.
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
I'll just tell him he can set up there.
His domain.
Cool. All right. Well, he seems pretty into that. Seems excited about the view from up there and the potential nice access to fresh seafood and all of that. And yeah, this is kind of the most cheerful you've seen in a minute. You let him go in a real kitchen and do something that's not deadly. So he's having a pretty good day.
He's still
Nice.
a captive, technically.
He's not captive.
We hired
He's
him.
hired. He's gets paid.
I'm paying him.
All right, so you clear those boulders. And when those boulders get cleared, you can see that there is it's a tunnel, a narrow tunnel. You'd have to crouch to make your way, and it looks like it's mostly natural, but not entirely, as if it once was a place where a trickle of water ate away at the stone for thousands of years, but pickaxes were used to expand it in places to make it wide enough to squeeze some humans through. The tunnel descends into the rock somewhat steeply, maybe about a 45-degree angle. So you know it essentially is moving down the cliffside that the lighthouse sits atop. And you guys can see pretty far down it because you all have dark vision, but it does have a curve about 150 feet down, so you can't see any further beyond that.
I love the descent.
Say what?
I said I love the descent. Let's get in there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a climbing kit, but I do have a rope.
I'll look to everybody else. Does anybody have any other climbing gear? I just have a rope.
I hold up my claws. I can
right.
climb.
I mean,
For the rest of us.
I can climb.
And it's like I said, it's a fairly steep slope, but it's not a climb exactly, at least as far as you can see. So
Okay, well then I'll just tie off the rope and just use it to
Nice.
steady yourself.
steady as we go down.
Makes sense.
And I will do the same uphill from Malcrest. So if I fall, I'll just fall into him, and he will catch me because I am small and light.
Yep.
And who's third and fourth?
I'll go next.
Okay. And then 4 is bringing up the
shimmy
rear.
down.
You make it around that blind curve, and it's another just straight shot, 45-degree angle down. Like, it's really not that hard to traverse. It just takes a little bit of time. And you can see far down there an opening and a light on the other side of the tunnel. The sound of crashing waves echoes around you the further you get down there, and all you can see outside the opening, if you kind of squint, is foaming deep blue water.
So it's just a straight shot to that opening?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just like a passage to the ocean.
Yeah.
That seems actually, if we wanted to get seafood and transport it, and if we're thinking about bastion and maybe having constant food source, that would be handy. Also, I'm thinking of my contacts in the underworld that might be a good smuggling path.
It might be a good smuggling location. That's interesting.
And a good escape route if anything should ever go wrong.
Is it?
If we draw too much attention to ourselves.
I'm sorry. So the opening is enough for a person to get through, or we have to?
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
So are we? What's the tide situation? Would this be underwater at high tide?
Probably not, but you can't really tell. You don't know, looking from further up and seeing, you see water, but you can't tell the degree to which the end of it is elevated above said water, right? At that 45-degree angle. It might be that there is nothing on the other side of that hole except for ocean, or there could be stuff down there that you would see if you poked your head out.
Let's go check it out.
Let's go check it out.
When you do get close to look out of the opening fully, you can see that that passageway does open up into a fairly large sea cave. Ooh. And inside that cave, someone has set up camp.
Uh-oh.
A ramshackle wooden dock is built up against the rocks, and a small sailboat is moored there. Crates are stacked along the dock, and a little beyond that, in the back of the cave, there's a small campsite. 3 figures are lounging around a small campfire, grilling something over a spit. They've got hammocks strung up nearby and a clothesline running along one wall with filthy sailors' clothes hung out to dry. You can tell just from, if you were to peek your head out, you're basically sticking your head out of this hole, and there's maybe 4 or 5 feet down, there's like a ledge that you could walk on and go down into the sea cave proper. And the 3 figures you could tell from this distance are a halfling, an orc, and a human.
Okay. I'll stick out a hand. Hello.
The human stands up suddenly, like jerks around startled, and he says, "Damn it all." Then he looks at the other 2 and he says, "I told you collapsing that tunnel wouldn't be enough." He's probably in his 40s with salt and pepper hair pulled back in a ponytail and long mutton chops. He's wearing this faded blue coat with patches on it. It looks like it might have been some piece of naval attire at some point long in the past. And then he says, "No offense to you, but this is kind of private property."
Well, I'm going to pull out the deed. Does the deed include this section of the shore? Is this our property?
Yeah, so you're holding out this piece of
No,
paper.
I'm just looking at it. I'm not like saying. I'm double checking it first.
No, the deed does not make any mention of a sea cave below the cliff. It just talks about the lighthouse and the lighthouse keeper's house.
It seems though like it's the basement of the lighthouse technically, so it would be ours.
We should take them to small claims court.
To the magistrate.
I'm just looking it over. I'll sidle over next to Oz. Looks like to me that they're right.
Yeah, the deed just says the lighthouse and the lighthouse keeper's house. Do you have a deed?
And he says, "No, I don't have any fucking deed."
We just moved in upstairs. We just wanted to come say hey.
All right, well, hey, there's nothing down here but damp rocks and old sailing stories, so best thing for everyone would be if you just head back up the way you came, crawl right back up the tunnel, and go about your business.
So perhaps there's something we could work out here that would be mutually beneficial to both of us. We are fairly well equipped and have a lot of contacts and manpower at our disposal. You seem to be fairly resourceful and already set up here. Perhaps we could offer you a bit of protection in return for occasionally letting us pass through this cave.
He strokes his chin thoughtfully, and he says, "Well, that's interesting. That's not what I was expecting. I'll be honest with you, we're not exactly the law-abiding sort. What you see here," and he gestures to the crates around in the dock, "this is our livelihood. And we move certain things that people would rather see not moved through proper channels, if you understand my meaning. So if you're looking for friends who don't ask too many questions and know how to keep their mouths shut, well, we might be able to work something out."
I introduce myself to him because they know me. Or they've heard of me.
They know me.
They have heard of me because I do have connections to like.
There's a giant, the underground is a huge, it could be, so maybe they've heard of you, maybe they haven't. We'll have to maybe see.
Okay, well, do I need to roll for that?
Yeah, I think you need to roll, I would say.
Charisma?
Like a persuasion.
Okay.
And so you guys are, the 4 of you are just kind of sticking your heads out of this hole still so far?
Oz is going to back up because he knows at this point that he should probably keep his mouth shut around these types of people.
I would
19.
Okay, a 19, so what are you going to say?
Hello.
Hello, my name is Kahu.
You know that, Kahu?
Hi. No, that sounds bad. My name is Kahu. You might have heard of of me, so you can take my word that we're trustworthy, and I have no problems with your business that you have going on here. In fact, I'd love to be cut in on it.
Well, now that's interesting. I can't say I exactly know who you are, but the name does sound familiar, if I'm being honest. It cut you in on it. What would you be bringing to the table?
I can give you all protection if you...
Protection from what?
The...
This is the first time anybody's ever found our little hidey hole down
The
here.
guard. All I really want by cut in exchange is if you come across any particularly unsavory characters, I can give you a description. If you could just tip me off if you see any of these people, because I would like to speak to them.
With my knives.
Okay, well, firstly, why don't you all come down here where we can actually hear each other a little better over the waves?
Sure.
You're talking about unsavory characters. Miss, we're unsavory characters. Our friends are all unsavory characters.
I mean serial killers.
Serial killers, I don't think I know any of. But sure, I'll keep my eye out.
Fair enough.
Do you guys know a badger? That might not be his name.
Can't say I've ever heard of anybody named Badger, to be honest with you.
But is he named Badger, or is he a Badger the way you're a cat?
I started calling him Badger. He's not he's a guy.
He's just a guy.
He's a guy. I started calling him Badger. I don't remember if that's because he told me that was his name or if because I was nicknaming him in my head.
I'll be honest, I really only know my friends here. And then the associates we tend to work with, we often don't use names. We've been doing our thing quietly for a long time, and things are easier in our profession. The less questions we ask and the fewer people we know.
If we're going to go over to the campsite to talk closer, I'm going to try to like surreptitiously try to figure out what it is that they're smuggling without drawing too much attention. Just like glancing over at the stuff.
It's just crates and crates of Tupal's miracle.
Holy shit! You're the two. You've made us so much money.
Kahu, never heard of you too, Paul.
What it actually looks like, most of the crates are closed, but some of the ones that you can see that are open mostly look like very expensive bottles of wine.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
God. No.
Ooh.
This is bad. Oz is just going to further descent into alcoholism.
He's very young. He's discovering himself sexually and experimenting with substances. You understand.
Well, this is some fancy stuff. This is like, imported wine from Kalimport that you would probably pay duties on. It might be an underground trade in fancy boy alcohol that you would otherwise pay a lot of money to get access to. But
So initially, Oz is walking by, just kind of glancing in crates, and suddenly his attention seizes on one. Like, by the gods, I've been dying to try this. How much for this bottle here?
you know what? You can have it.
Yes.
We've got plenty of them. We'll say one fell off the boat.
My dear friend, I shall owe you greatly.
No problem.
Insight. He seemed to want to give that away a little too easily.
Okay, do it.
I just want to make sure that that's like a genuine gift and not like, okay, buddy.
I guess, yeah.
It could just be a knockoff.
That's 21.
Yeah, a 21, you think that he's genuinely letting him keep it and doesn't kind of have necessarily a trick, but it is labeled as Elverquist, which is a very nice wine, and it is possible that it's not actually that, but
right.
you don't know that just from guessing, but it's not like he doesn't intend to like kill you and take it back. Nothing like that.
Right. Okay.
He's just sort of like he doesn't give a shit about it.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
Do you guys ever get Louis Vuitton like rapier sheaths or anything like that?
Well, I can get you anything if you got the coin for it.
Oh, I got the coin.
He just got like a stamp. Just put the LV on things.
Yeah.
I'm going to open this wine and try it.
Just right here.
Just right here.
Okay, you pop the cork on it. You take a sip. It's delicious.
Ooh.
How much of it are you going to drink?
I'm probably going to just sip on it for the rest of this entire conversation.
All right. So you just mentioned the less you know, the better. So I suppose we'll skip the introductions for now. But rest assured, you have already been made aware that we are now your upstairs neighbors. That said, we do each of us have our own, except for maybe Oz, network of contacts that may be of use to you in your business. we would be willing to share those with you in exchange for maybe occasionally doing some smuggling for us.
Well, now that does sound interesting. And are you going to fix the lighthouse? That's really my main concern.
Oh, yes.
Because I'd like to settle this all civilized, like we're having a nice conversation, or we could settle it the way that poor old Nathaniel got settled. But it's important to us that that lighthouse stays off. It causes us a lot of problems.
Oh,
we have
no.
to kill
I take the
these
bottle
guys.
away
We
from
have
my
to kill
mouth.
these guys.
Oh, you killed Nathaniel.
He's so nice.
Poor old bastard, but it had to be done.
Oh,
So I assume you knew the other ghosts and specters that we encountered up there.
Our understanding, you've heard the old story, right? That the lighthouse went out, the boat crashed, all the people aboard died. I always figured those were those ghosts that you were talking about.
For we have to avenge his death,
We
don't
should have
we?
Yeah,
got
I
everything
think
off
we
there.
should.
I think we
It worked
should.
out
Really
great
should.
for us.
Yeah.
Nathaniel is like the purest person we've encountered.
So wait. So you
I
are...
cast mage armor.
Whoa.
Whoa, now.
Well, no, it's-
What's he doing?
He's very paranoid and already drunk. He's an extreme lightweight. Don't pay any attention to him. Would you be calm? So, you weren't part of the crew of this vessel? You just looted the remains.
Right, you got the gist of it. We weren't part of the crew, but we did definitely benefit from when it wrecked. And ever since then, it's been easy peasy sailing the Salt Widow, a beautiful boat, around here without getting noticed. It's worked out great.
Inside? Is it bullshit? Yeah. That is a 23.
No, you think he's telling the truth. I mean, it sounds like whether they intended to or not, they made their way up in the lighthouse, knocked off Nathaniel. As a result, the merchant ship wrecked, and they got to loot everything aboard.
Yeah, just normal shipwreckers.
And as a happy side effect, no lighthouse on that little, outcropping of the coast makes it a little easier for them to go about their business. They've probably been pretty happy that people think it's haunted.
So, you weren't members of the crew. You do know Nathaniel, though, or knew him.
Sure, he was a nice guy. And look, we're not bad people, just practical. Just trying to survive.
Well, I can respect that. Well, does our offer sound amenable to you?
Yeah, I think it might, as long as you understand that we have commitments, right? People depending on us to move their cargo, no questions asked. So we can't exactly walk away without catching a knife to the back. So as long as you understand that our current business must continue, then of course we've always got room for more business.
Sounds fine to me, and as long as you're okay with us occasionally using this back door to the lighthouse, of course we will be very discreet.
I think we could probably live with that. What about your friends? They're looking a mite twitchy.
Will y'all be coming up into the lighthouse ever?
Probably not. We only did it the once before.
Okay. So in theory, Nathaniel doesn't have to know that they're living down here.
Oz takes a big glug of wine.
All right, then I suppose we have an accord. Pleasure doing business with you.
Well, all right then. And he puts his hand out.
Yeah, take his hand.
His hands. Okay. You guys have a deal with some shady smugglers.
Great.
Poor Nathaniel.
Poor Nathaniel. I'm going to take another bottle of wine with me to go.
Yeah, he didn't have to say anything. He's fine.
Well, if no one else has anything, then we'll head back up.
Okay. You guys go on back up.
Did we get we didn't get a name for this guy at all?
No.
You did not.
We got a human with mutton chops, an orc, and a halfling.
we very explicitly did not exchange names.
You did refer to me by name at one point.
And I told them my name.
Yeah, well, they didn't get my name, did they?
I'm sure it won't come back to bite you.
No, nothing ever does.
Okay, so with our, refresh my memory, with our bastion stuff, we each got, what were our 4 things?
Yeah, you had an herb garden,
garden.
library,
Library.
a sanctuary, and a storehouse.
I need to pull those rules back up.
Okay, well, as we were sort of setting this up in the background, one of the things that I'm going to do, and I guess it would make sense for the storehouse to be in the cave that connects down to their little grotto, is I'm going to hire some guards for that back door,
Okay.
just to keep our smugglers honest.
And they're going to stay in like the basement area of the lighthouse?
Yeah.
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 All right, well, you get those. Those come with the bastion.
Baller.
Oh yeah.
So I know that we're putting together our bastion, but do we want to follow up on the scrying eye and the serial killer at the Yawning Portal? Does anyone care about that? Because I do.
I care
sure
about it
do.
because it was a Candlekeep guy that got killed. So like I feel like I should definitely be investigating that.
Yeah, and those eyes. That was weird.
I don't particularly care about it, but the rest of you seem to. And considering I haven't found any leads for what we actually came here for, I suppose while we're trying to find answers about who Cyril's accomplices were, we can look into this.
Should we ask those freaks downstairs if they know an SH or a CG?
Yeah, I'm wondering that.
Couldn't
I
hurt.
just thought about it.
Yeah, let's go do it.
Hey freaks, do you hear who this?
Yo,
Hey,
losers. Hey, knock, knock, we're back.
Okay, well, I can see this already is going to get annoying.
Quick question slipped my mind
Let's
before.
make it quick for real, yes.
Have you come across anyone with the initials SH or CG?
I really can't read that well.
Oh,
But if you knew the name and it began with an S, like Steven?
or shh.
No,
Theoretically.
I don't think I know anybody like that.
I'll look at the halfling and the orc.
You guys read?
The orc nods, but he says he doesn't know anybody like that either.
Okay.
I'm going to do a deception check, right?
Deception is if you want to deceive
Oh, no,
them. Insight is if
insight
you-
check.
yeah.
Can I do that?
Sure you can.
I rolled a 13 or a 17.
A 17. You think they're probably telling the truth.
Okay. All right, toodles.
Bye. Thank you.
And then, he's like, wait, I forgot. I do know this bloke named Cecil Greyfeather.
Wait. Was that the best name I came up with?
Nice callback.
Wait, no, I don't remember.
She said,
I was like,
Four
Sherlock
said
Holmes or
that.
Cecil.
okay.
When we found the
and
initials, I was
then,
just making
and
names
then
up.
Chris was like, everything always comes back. And
No. I'm just kidding. That didn't happen.
I was about to write it down.
We were about to ruin somebody's life.
Just a random person.
well, I do want to I do want to find out more about this serial killer. You know, if you all have other interests, that's fine. But like I mentioned before, I've seen a scene like that before, and I just simply must know more.
Are there people from Candlekeep here in the city somewhere that we can go talk to about this guy that was killed?
Yes. So if you were going to find them, then you would find them at the Great Library, probably, right? At the Temple of Ogma. The Temple of Ogma is called the Font of Knowledge, and it has the Great Library, which is one of the largest libraries in Faerun. And you would have to guess that if there are any people from Candlekeep or anyone who would know about this guy visiting from Candlekeep, they would be probably there.
All right.
And frequently, people travel back and forth between Candlekeep and the Temple of Ogma.
Okay. I suggest that we go to the Great Library at the Temple of Ogma and see if there's any of my peers there we can talk to about this.
Cool.
You can do that. And also, I want to make sure you know, Kahu, that because you do have underworld contacts and whatever in Waterdeep, that you can go investigate kind of whatever you want. You can go ask people, look up old friends, and ask about serial killers, any other things that you think might be a hint that you've gotten along the way. You can kind of put out feelers with an investigation check.
Yeah.
And it'll take you probably the day and the night.
Yeah, I will go off with Clutter and talk to some of my connects.
Cool. We'll roll an investigation.
16.
Okay. And then what are the rest of you doing?
Go with
Going to the
all
library.
Go to the library.
I hope it is more welcoming than the last library.
I felt extremely welcome. I don't know what you mean.
It's in the castle ward, and you go up to the Font of Knowledge. And to you, this is probably a pretty comfortable type of setting, very academic, lots of monk types walking around and scribes.
I'll just kind of I'm mainly looking for people who look like they are Candlekeep associated. So if I don't spy anybody offhand, I might just try to grab a random monk and ask if there are Candlekeep representatives in town at the moment.
So the one that you talked to says that no, but that there was one, and it's the talk of the temple that Avard, a master reader of Candlekeep, was coming to visit them, but was found murdered a few nights before.
You have companions of any kind?
He says that as far as he knows, he was traveling alone.
Damn.
He had come to Candlekeep many times to trade tomes, basically, with them, like rare books that were in one collection. They would kind of trade back and forth.
Do you know why he was visiting?
For that reason.
To exchange books?
Yeah, they had requested some items from Candlekeep and vice versa.
Was there anything different about this visit from the other times he came to trade tomes?
This random guy is not aware of anything different.
Does he know who would be aware or who would be acquainted with Avard?
Yeah, he can send you upstairs to somebody in leadership at the Temple of Ogma, for sure.
Yeah, let me speak with your manager.
He kind of shows you the way to talk to one of their own master reader types, and you go upstairs. And
just for my own identification, Avard is not somebody that I knew previously.
no, but you know that he held a title of some renown, like he would have been at Candlekeep for quite a long time. And those guys are serious business and often, teachers of people that are initiates and things like that. So I think you would probably hold him with some respect for sure, even though you didn't personally know him.
Okay.
I love his black tentacles. Oh, sorry. Sorry, wrong guy.
Is it a different? It might not be a different guy.
It's just named after him.
Yeah, he gets that all the time, or used to, I guess.
So you are directed towards a kind of a private study that's not too far away, and you meet a halfling woman who is sitting behind a desk there. She kind of looks up from the book that she's reading and making notes in and says, "How can I help you?"
Yes. Hi. My name is Oz Bluebone. I am a representative of Candlekeep. I'm here investigating what happened to the master reader who was murdered here in town recently. Can you tell me what he'd been doing previously when he came to visit?
He wasn't really doing anything out of the ordinary, to be honest. We just would often trade books. We had an interest in some of the tomes that they had at Candlekeep that we didn't have here. And, of course, we have books here that Candlekeep doesn't have. And he often came every few months to make a trade.
Did he have any especially notable books with him this time that you know of?
Not that I know of.
Did you see him this time?
No, he never made it. Okay. It's a pity. He was a very kind man. He certainly wouldn't have had any enemies.
Insight.
Yeah, well, we'll insight that shit too. 21.
That's an 11.
Either way, both of you, all of you think that she's being honest.
Okay.
Was there a particular area of interest that he had? Perhaps he was, for example, I personally am a scholar of apocalyptic prophecy. That's my particular area of insight. I just think it's very fascinating, and the monks at Candlekeep have been kind enough to allow me to use that as my. I'm sorry. Anything like that? Anything he was
Conjuration.
Conjuration specifically. Okay.
Conjuration specifically was his main area of academic expertise. But like I said, he was really just kind of an old bookworm.
Yes, I aspire to be one of those myself one day. Oz is still a little drunk.
Just a little.
I don't know anything else you want to ask.
No, I'm trying to think.
Was there any other place in the city that he frequented when he visited that you know of?
Not that I know of. Only the Yawning Portal. It's where he often stayed. It's fairly close by.
We could see if
We go back to the Yawning Portal.
anybody was familiar with him there.
Certainly. Oh, sorry, I didn't get your name. What is your name?
Tura Silvergraft.
Please forgive me, Sister Silvergraft.
That's fine. And what was your name?
Oz Bluebone.
It's nice to make your acquaintance.
Do you know of any other representatives from Candlekeep that are in the city at the moment?
Not at the moment, though. Of course, I suppose we could get a message for you if you don't have the means to do it yourself.
Yes, I suppose if you could send a message for me, that would be lovely.
She gets a little sheet of paper, and
I just want to send a message back to Candlekeep that currently here, looking into this thing that happened to Avard. Find me at the Yawning Portal if if you need to contact me for any reason, Osbluebone.
Okay. She says, okay, we'll get that sent for you, no problem.
Lovely, thank you very much. Let's go back to Yawning Portal. A bit of a dead end, I'm afraid. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what Kahu is able to scrounge up.
Segue.
Am I meeting them back at Yawning Portal?
Well, it depends. What specifically were you trying to ask about?
So I was trying to find out if there had been anything like any other murders that were suspicious with the grayed out eyes in the city. So I went to the Garnet Pony, which is where some of my connects hang out. It is a seedy club, I guess you could say. Anything you can imagine, anything to fulfill your most grotesque fantasy there. So I talked to some folks there. Turns out I found out that there have been 2 other murders.
Well, I tell you that.
Okay, sorry.
Well, I'm supposed to tell you the result of your
Oh, I'm sorry.
investigation.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so I went to the Garnet Pony and talked to some
great.
grossos.
Some grossos.
Well, yes, there's been more than 2. There's been several for weeks and weeks. They've been turning up. Most of them don't, and people are aware. A lot of Waterdeep is on edge. Some of these scenes have been out in the public, right in the middle of the street, or of people that are well known. There doesn't seem to be any, as far as the rumor mill goes, pattern that anybody knows of. And they are calling the murderer the Witness due to the scrying spheres being at every scene. You would probably have to pay off some guards to get more specific information. But yeah, there have been several murders, weeks and weeks.
Let's pay off some guards.
I'll rejoin the others and ask them if they want to come with me to find some.
Yeah, you would be able to find, like, to know who would be able to slip you some information or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that would be fine for you. So it's not like you have to go guess, like, those guys look shady. Like,
No.
and, friend of a friend. So yeah, you communicate
Underworld
this
connections.
to the rest of the group, and you're going to make a trip down to one of the watch posts.
Okay.
And are the rest of you going to come, or are you going to?
Yeah.
All 4 going to go?
Yeah, because
tag
guys,
along.
I don't have a lot of money.
We've got money.
Are you going to go to the one right here where you're at in the castle ward, or are you going to go to because there's city watch posts in every
Yeah.
Right.
and they're usually just 2-3 guys hanging out there, and they're you see them all the time.
I would rather go not in the area where we see them all the time.
Well, they're all the time. You see them everywhere. That's what I'm saying. Like,
No,
they're-
but I would rather be out of our home turf.
Okay.
Further away from the lighthouse.
Yep.
Smart.
Yes. Yeah. So the lighthouse area is in the dock ward, and then you've been staying before that at the inn, which is in the castle ward, which
Right.
is kind
So
of the political
I'd like
center
to
of town.
stay away from castle and dock. I don't want them.
Is there like a lower income area where they put the guards that are poor performers who are more likely to
We're getting into the systematic inequities of.
This is not a political podcast.
Well, Waterdeep's quite interesting for that, actually.
I think we should go to the Trades Ward or City of Dead.
Sounds smart.
Yeah. So I was
What the
gonna
hell is the city of the dead?
That's like the big graveyard district.
The city
isn't
of
it?
the dead. It is indeed the most honest place in Waterdeep, where the dead rest easy because they lived fully. The graves tell stories of lives well lived and lives cut short, loves that lasted and loves that burned down bright and fast.
Yeah. Trades Ward then.
The Trades Ward is the city's workshop, where creation and commerce make love and have beautiful, profitable babies.
Make love.
I mean, there's a tavern in the Trades Ward called the Underdark, apparently.
Yeah.
That seems.
Let's go there.
Let's go
That seemed
there.
like exactly your shit.
Yeah, let's go there. I'm sure there's wine there, Oz.
We can grab a drink and
It's true. And
Pay off some
the
guards.
Trades
I've
Ward,
tasted the fanciest of wines. Nothing else will satisfy me now.
sure, whatever, man.
the Trades Ward is pretty lively at night. There are huge markets here, tons of craftsmen who have little shop fronts as well as just stalls on the street. This is also the Trades Ward where most of the guild houses are, almost all of them, for various trades and other
So
organizations.
Malcroth has been here.
The place that he went to before was not in the
Oh.
Trades Ward.
Oh, okay.
But You could do a lot of shopping here. You get put onto a couple of guards who are on the take, and they're easy enough to spot. And you roll up, there's 2 of them hanging out outside their little guard post.
All right.
And they tell you that they have something special for you.
That doesn't. I don't like. I do not like that. Please don't phrase it that way.
Just a little horny.
It's not when you hear what it is, because it is a murder scene that they have not yet. Somebody has just been killed, and they haven't processed the
that
scene
is
yet.
special. Thank you, fellas.
And for the right price, they could let you go take a look before they go alert the rest of the guards.
What's your price?
Could I interest you in a half-drunk bottle of fancy wine?
He says, no, thank you. He doesn't drink.
Loser.
It'd be 200 GP.
Could we play with 150?
I don't know. Why don't you roll some dice for
What
me?
if I take you around the corner for a second?
23.
23. That's really good. 23, he says 160.
We'll do 160.
160 it is.
That's a crazy bribe that guy just got.
Yeah, I don't like that.
A gold is like the equivalent of like $10.
He's letting you into a murder scene.
Yeah, it just seems like too much. I feel like
Essentially, he paid him $1,600. I mean, I guess, yeah.
I feel like
I
we
mean, that is a
for a murder scene
he
in
could
water
get like
deep.
fired and locked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crime
Possibly
is serious
executed
here.
for that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Waterdeep is like super strict about these things.
Yes. You are led to a small house just nearby with ivy along the walls outside and stained glass windows, and the front door is still slightly ajar. And they whisper to you that this is the home of Magister Geralt Arston, a former magister of the Trades Ward.
Can you say that last name one more time?
Arston, A-R-S-T-E-N.
Okay.
Spelled that way wrong.
And the first name is G-E-R-R-A-L.
Wow, so close.
Geralt.
Yeah.
I forgot one R.
I put Garol.
Magister of the Trades Ward, you said?
A former magister.
Like a Magister Emeritus. He's
Yes.
like retired.
He's retired.
Oh, I thought it was just former because he's dead now.
Yeah.
That too.
Can I roll an investigation check and go on in?
You don't even have to roll to walk in.
Okay.
When you walk
And-
through the front door. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And describe it to me because I was going to ask a question. So describe.
When you walk through the front door, the entry hall of this house is pristine. No signs of anything wrong. A nice wooden floor, coat rack over here, a painting of the magistrate presiding over a Waterdeep courtroom, and his smile is small and tight. A grandfather clock sits off in the corner, ticking away a little bit too loudly, but there is a faint trail of tiny droplets of blood leading up the stairs.
Oh, I'm going to run up the stairs.
All right. But by the way, the City Watch guys, they've dropped you off and they're going back. They're not coming in with you.
Can I do like a history check on this guy, on the victim?
Yes.
Okay. That is a 16.
You don't know anything about him. Probably that means that he's not famous, that he's just any old magister. But also, local politics of Waterdeep are not necessarily your cup of tea either.
Right.
Are you all going in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to follow Kahu upstairs.
Okay. As you go upstairs, the house becomes a little more intimate. Bookshelves line the hallway, legal tomes, memoirs of judges. And then when you open what would normally be, you think probably his bedroom, that room looks entirely transformed. The walls look like bare stone, and at the center of the room sits a large oak writing desk, and on it is a vast leather-bound ledger, wide open, and the pages are covered in names. But behind that desk, slumped forward in a spasm of agony, is Magister Geralt Arston, and his head has been severed cleanly from his body and is resting sideways beside the open book. His body remains kneeling, and his arms are locked into place with iron shackles attached to the desk, and his legs attached to the floor. And then suspended above the desk is a curved guillotine blade, now resting in its final position. Blood drips from its edge in slow, patient intervals, and a quill rests in the corpse's hand. Its tip is cracked, the nib jammed mid-letter, but he was definitely writing as that thing clipped through his neck, finally ending his life.
The pendulum trap from Saw 4.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look and see what he was writing.
Wait, Oz. Can we do like a check to make sure this pendulum isn't going to swing if we go around it? There's not like a trap or anything, or
if you want to
a trigger that I'm gonna like set off that it's gonna start swinging again and like chop off drunk Oz's head.
I think that you should run like a sleight of hand to if you were trying to figure out how to
Disarm
manipulate it
Yeah.
in any way, or a perception or a straight investigation if you're trying to kind of understand the
Okay.
mechanism.
Yeah, I'll do an investigation on that. That's a big fat 29.
Okay. Well, Oz is a very smart guy, and Oz has little difficulty figuring out this thing. It's not that complicated, really. It's small for one, right? Like the whole arc of this thing is probably kind of 2 feet in, what would you say, diameter, circumference? Either way, it only swings so far, and that's attached to a little hinge on the top. And then that, in turn, is attached to a pretty simple mechanism with a gear on it so that you could tell that it started higher and moved lower right, over time. It seems to be stopped now.
Okay.
What was he continuing to write names, or was he writing something else?
He was writing names, and he wrote 7 names down.
Can I hear those names?
You could. I will tell you that they're not important.
Oh, well, you'll have to tell me then. I was thinking about SHs and CGs.
Yeah,
you know.
no, there's no SH or CG.
Is there an arcane eye in the room somewhere?
Yeah, you see one, no problem. It's up in the corner of the room.
The scrying eye?
Scrying eye.
I'm gonna go over and look at his eyeballs.
You look at his eyeballs. You're gonna touch the head.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm gonna do a little dance around with it like a jack-o'-lantern. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, sure enough, those eyes are clouded over with that gray, foggy look that you have seen before.
Can I find out, do we know can I look around, I'm gonna look around the house to see if there's anyone else living in that home? Like, did he have a family, children?
Yeah, you walk around a little bit and poke through his things, and you are pretty sure you don't even need to roll. There's no evidence that anybody lived here.
Okay.
Just an old man who ended up alone at the end of his life.
Is there any sort of like magic or effect that would cause the graying of the eyes like this?
Is there?
You have to roll some arcana.
That is a 24.
You are quite
You're
sure that there's
rolling.
nothing that you've ever heard of that would kind of map neatly to that symptom.
Nothing I've ever heard of would map neatly onto the symptom.
Do we know this man's like lineage or like race, class? Like,
He's a human.
okay.
Point at the arcane eye. How do these work?
He can probably still see us.
Yeah,
Right?
so almost certainly.
It just depends on whether or not he's watching.
Yeah.
They.
So it's just a remote scrying device.
Yes. Essentially, with more sophisticated scrying spells, create sort of an invisible sensor that you can use to survey the area. This is more of a physical one that's placed permanently that can be used at any point by whoever is on the other end, whoever controls it.
Yeah, it's a D&D spy cam,
Yeah.
basically.
And the person on the other end, do they need, similar to the sending stones, do they need another device to see through?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there a way that we can trace this back to their seeing device?
Not that I know of. I'm just going to do a detect magic on the other. I know that the eye is going to be magical because it's crying, but let me see if I can see if there was some magic used on the dead guy.
Can I, once you've done that, cast Speak with Dead on the guy, even though he's beheaded? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
Rules as written say that you can cast on a head. It just has to have a mouth.
Do you want me to place his head back on his body so it looks like he's talking more?
You just
That might be
move his
more
jaw.
fun.
Yeah.
Indeed, the room seems to be doused in magic.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, there is illusion magic kind of pouring off the walls. Like I said, the room looks like a dungeon, and it is clearly not a dungeon.
Oh, so the walls are an illusion.
Yes.
I'm gonna go poke with one of the walls.
You go poke at the wall, and that illusion dissipates, and it just looks like a normal bedroom. But it looked like the inside of a jail cell, essentially, a few moments before. You also see that there is some magical effect on the ledger that's in front of him, and of course on the guillotine trap.
What's the magical effect on the ledger? Is it that what we see is actually not what's written on there?
What you can see is a little bit strange. You see, firstly, some of the 7 names that he wrote, 5 of them are glowing like this orange color, and 2 of them are not. And then you also see text that you couldn't see before, written in the margin that says, "Do you even remember their names?"
Okay, so but you said these 7 names were not significant?
Well, not to you guys, not right now.
Can you tell me the names of the 5 that are glowing?
Sure.
Or actually, just do they have the same last name? Is
They
what
do
I
not.
want to know.
No, they don't.
Oh, okay.
So he was murdered. He was murdered in his own home, and he probably didn't even realize where he was.
I don't think he did.
Do you even know their names?
And is it in the same handwriting as the 7 names? The do you even know their names? Is it in the same?
No. Good question. It is not.
Is that text only visible via the detect magic?
Yeah, it's visible to Oz only, I should say, because I just assumed he would have told you this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And is
I wanted to just clarify that.
Yeah, it actually doesn't look like anything to you guys, but detect magic will outline anything that is a magical effect. So even this like written in invisible magical ink would show up to him.
Is there any way that he can like do a rubbing or something so we could have a sample of this handwriting?
I mean, I'll try to reproduce it as best I can in my journal.
Oh no.
With his well-established
your-
artist skills.
Look,
Your drawing.
in my defense, my background is as a scribe.
Okay, so you've
Okay.
got
So
better. Okay.
I think I would argue that even though I don't expressly have a feature that lets me mimic handwriting, that I think I'd probably get it pretty close.
Yeah.
Yes,
I want to see this handwriting.
I'm willing to say that, yeah, he can do a good job of it. I mean, he's basically tracing it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll make it tracing. You want me to roll for it at all?
Nah.
Okay.
Oz, this is just another hot tiefling. Will you please focus?
What can I say? I'm a certified Karlak simp.
Fair. All right, I go up to him. I cast Speak with Dead.
Okay. Sure enough, you do. The mouth falls open. The head kind of rolls on its own to be pointed up in your direction.
Hey, man, what happened directly before you died?
Yo, dude, what's up?
Forston's a casual kind of guy.
I love you so much.
Yeah, he says
He's
he
like, I
drank
just bought some of
Miracle
Four's
Cure.
Miracle Cure.
I wish.
It didn't help. You told me to
It
keep my
wasn't a
head on.
miracle at all.
He says, I could only remember 5 names. There were so many more.
What was the significance of the names, I wonder?
What was the significance of the names? Whose names were you writing?
People I sentenced unfairly, unjustly.
What were your exact instructions at the desk?
Write the names of everyone that I had knowingly sentenced to prison who were innocent.
Can we ask him why he sent innocent people to prison?
Money. Well, you can't ask.
Yeah, I'm
I
asking.
do
Okay.
ask. Kahu
How
asked
many
me to ask,
questions
and
is
I asked.
that?
That's 4.
4, so you got one question left.
The other ones I wrote down are these 2, but that was just because he had written it there.
I mean, I would like to know who was paying him, unless, I mean, that could either be useful or not useful at all, depending.
Or could we even ask, like, who did this? What do you thought?
Maybe.
Did you see whoever put you here? I doubt
Maybe?
he did.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
I
I feel
doubt
like
he
no.
did.
I would like.
If only you had more questions.
Sorry, I threw that one in there.
No, it was a good one.
It was a good question.
Yeah. I'm still curious about his eyes, though I don't think he'll have an answer for that. His eyes aren't. You didn't detect any magic on his eyes, did you?
Oh, there's, definitely his whole body, excuse me,
Okay.
is faintly glowing. You
I think
don't
it was
know.
the same with Avard, too.
Yeah, you don't know anything about it. You can't detect a school of magic.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's
noteworthy.
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
But yeah, he has suffered some magical effect for sure.
Interesting that I can't tell with a school, though.
Almost as though
It's one of the...
almost as though it's a school that was made up.
Yeah.
Maybe by a druid.
Oh,
out in
wow,
the
yeah.
woods.
Yeah, that.
Transference.
And his friends, Cecil Greyfeather or whatever the fuck it was.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, and Sherlock Holmes, that was the other one.
One of my questions that I wrote down was, what enemies do you have? But if he's been sentencing people to death unfairly, I imagine
It's
that
got
won't
quite a
help
few.
him. There's a lot
Quite a
of
few.
them.
So,
Who he was getting paid by? I can't
Yeah,
think of anything else.
who was paying you to sentence these people to death?
The Zentarim.
Okay, girl.
Zinterim?
You know who the Zentarim are. All of you do.
Yeah.
They're a large criminal syndicate that operates in many places, including Waterdeep.
Thank you. Rest well.
The head goes limp again.
so the I think it's probably safe to assume that our witness is not a Zent.
Right.
Perhaps he has something against the Zents.
I wonder what if and this is all conjecture-y as hell, but if the witness is punishing this guy for sentencing, what did Evard do?
I'm
know.
thinking
Yeah.
they're all connected.
Gotta be.
When we found,
Could you get some gossip from Candlekeep about like if Evard was doing anything fucked up?
I certainly hope so. Apparently, there are no other Candlekeep people here right now,
Yeah.
but I do believe that Sister Silvergraft.
No, hold on. What was... He was frozen to death, right?
Yes.
Surrounded by the books that he was supposed to deliver.
Surrounded by books, frozen to death.
Like Saw 3. Damn
And
cat.
this was a magistrate who was executed by beheading, which is, I assume, the way they execute people here.
Frozen to death.
They do it all sorts of ways.
I wonder what task he was given, if anything.
So the
He was translating something.
At the scene of his death?
Yes, he was. Hang on.
my
No, he
guess is
wasn't.
he was writing
wasn't?
down
Okay.
the names of the people he unfairly sentenced to death. 5 of them were glowing, but he had written 7, which makes me think that the other 2 were like bad guesses or
People who he sentenced who were
didn't.
actually
Yeah.
guilty.
Like he can't remember all of them, but he was like, maybe it was Rob Jones. No.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Guillotine went down. Sorry.
Well, I'd written down that Evard was translating something, but
You knew somehow, and I don't remember exactly how, that like he was in his job.
oh, I see.
Like that
I see.
was he was working on translating some things.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was not actively translating at his death scene. He was just huddled up, frozen to death, surrounded
With his
by
work
his
around him.
books.
You said there was other magic in this room.
Yes.
Right.
I'll point out all the illusions that are present.
Yeah, and you already dissipated the walls.
Right,
when
yeah,
you touched them.
But I mean, aside from that, so
Yes.
there's magic on his body.
Yes. Of a school that I can't seem to determine.
Does it have a similar appearance to any particular schools?
No.
Nothing I've seen. The only thing I could compare it to is the last dead body.
Correct.
And any other magic in this room?
Well, so the scrying eye uses magic that I'm well familiar with. Was there anything else?
There was an illusion, but it's gone now.
There was a hole here, but it's gone now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, nothing else. Just both the ledger and the guillotine are enchanted.
What? The guillotine also.
Yes. Would it be a leap to assume that every time he wrote down a wrong name, the guillotine came down a little bit further?
It's a fine guess. That's as much as you can say.
Can I go back to the guards and ask them for information on the other murders?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to leave because I also am scared that the scrying eye has seen way too much of my face anyway.
Okay, so you're gonna walk downstairs. What
Go
are the
back
rest
to
of
the
you doing
guards.
right now?
There's no way that I can no, that just feels too squirrely for this system. Like reverse the direction of a scrying eye.
No, can't do that one.
Okay.
Can we smash it?
You could smash it.
Well, so the thing is, I don't want to affect the crime scene any more than we already have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have definitely placed yourselves at 2 murder scenes so far.
I am.
Kahu's grabbing that head too. I don't know what fingerprinting technology is like.
Sure, we got some magical DNA stuff going on.
I'm gonna pull out a knife. I'm gonna pop out one of his eyes.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna pocket it. I'm taking it with me.
You have one weird gray foggy eye.
I think there's something with this that's important.
What's the texture like?
Normal eyeball texture.
Can I take a look
You guys
at it?
know because you've eaten some Ettercap eyeballs. Exactly what it feels like when you pop it in your mouth.
Now that I can study the eye itself up close, is there anything else that stands out about it other than that it's cloudy?
No, I mean, it just looks like lifeless.
Okay.
Maybe you can dissect it later.
Yes, and I will.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm
Okay,
good. I'm
so-
good.
Kahu's going out the front door.
Yeah, I'm going back to the guard.
You're not yet.
Oh.
Because as you step out into the night, everything is quiet, save the very distant crashing of waves on the shore.
They're all still upstairs?
That's what they said. The neighborhood is lit by moonlight and the glow of some street lanterns, so you can see down the street as 2 hooded figures round the corner from an alley down the way, walking straight towards you steadily, their faces obscured by deep cowls, and they advance in eerie synchronization, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. They are coming towards you rather quickly.
I place my hand on my rapier.
Okay, you grab your rapier, and as you do that, one of those 2 figures reaches into his belt and a black gloved hand retrieves something. You can't quite see what it is, and it tosses it onto the ground in front of him. And it shatters as it hits the cobblestones, releasing this pulse of sickly green energy that seeps between the stones like a poisonous mist. And the cobblestones themselves begin to shift and bubble, ancient mortar cracking as something writhes beneath. Well, well, is Kahu's habit of going off on her own about to bite her in the ass? And just whose attention has the skeleton crew caught? The game gets more dangerous in the next episode of Roll the Bones. Thanks to members of the Skull Society on Patreon for your support and for voting on a few things already. The results of those votes have already come to fruition at the table with hilarious results, and you'll hear them in upcoming episodes. We have 2 new things coming up. The first is the first arc of Roll the Bones side quests, and I think it's safe to say we're pretty decided on doing a game of Mythic Bastion Land, DM'd by Joel, who plays Malkreth. It's a weird and dark setting filled with knights and myths, and we're pretty pumped to give it a whirl. The book is super cool. The second is that we'll post up our first one-shot adventure in the next week or 2. As a teaser, I'll tell you the title, The Bone Shepherd. Is that sufficiently creepy? It's supposed to be creepy. I think we're going to make this first one available to every member, free or not. Thanks to everyone who's rated the show and left reviews on your favorite podcast apps. That is huge for us. Send your questions and comments to hello@rollthebonespodcast.com. And until next time, roll high and don't die.